Chelsa, we have to continue this debate for a second because we were debating in the break what is more impressive, a no-hitter or hitting for the cycle. And I agree that hitting or pitching a no-hitter is more impressive, but I feel like that in your mind, hitting for the cycle is not very impressive, and I think it is.
That's not what I was saying at all. The
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Which is more impressive, a no-hitter or hitting for the cycle? And I was arguing for no-hitters.
Well, I think a cycle is almost as impressive. It depends on whether you're maybe someone who supports pitchers or maybe you're someone who focuses more on pitching. But hitting for the cycle is extremely difficult. And historically, they happen at very similar rates. So this idea that maybe a no-hitter is more impressive, but if you look at history, hitting for the cycle is not easy to do. There's a reason why it makes headlines just like a no-hitter does. Maybe a no-hitter is more glamorous, and maybe hitting for the cycle happens a little bit more frequently, but it's not like hitting for the cycle happens on a regular basis.
No, because there's some luck involved. You have to get one of each. Just because a guy hits a double, a triple, and a home run, but doesn't get a single, is his night a lot less impressive? No.
What does that have to do with anything? Like, nobody's saying if you... So there's 336 all-time cycles and 316 all-time no-hitters. Those are pretty close.
Because you can have a great hitting night and not get a cycle.
You can have a great pitching night and not have a no-hitter. It's the same principle.
But that is way more impressive. If you asked a batter, which would you rather have, 4 home runs or hitting for the cycle? 10 out of 10 would say hitting 4 home runs.
Well, yeah, because it's more glamorous. Like it stands out, but it might be even rarer. But you're comparing apples and oranges now. We're not talking about home runs. We're talking about hitting for the cycle versus a no-hitter.
Yeah, but
I bet hitting 4 home runs is even rarer.
Other than a perfect game, that is the best stat or performance you could have as a pitcher is a no-hitter.
Right. And if
the cycle is not that.
It's pretty damn close. It takes a special. Yes, it is. It takes a not
no,
every player.
Not.
Yes, it is. Just being a hitter doesn't mean that you can hit for a triple. You have to have the speed to hit a triple. Sometimes you have to be able to hit to all areas of the field.
Yeah,
only
but what
15
if you don't
times.
Get a single? What if you don't get a single in a game? Are you saying that is not an impressive performance? Say you get 2 home runs, a double, and a triple.
Right.
That's still more impressive than a cycle.
Well, so are you saying that if you only allow 2 hits in a game, that's not impressive, that sucks? It's the same principle. What does that, what point does that have to do with anything?
No, it's not a no-hitter because you would take a no-hitter over, there's not a comparable thing. It's like, I guess if you said like a perfect game, but no. A cycle,
I don't understand the idea.
They're lucky.
Yeah, but what's the idea behind if you don't hit for the cycle, you're having a bad night? Who said that? I don't understand that talking point.
You're just saying it's the most impressive hitting feat, and it's not. The most impressive.
I'm saying it's almost as impressive as a no-hitter.
A perfect game.
No, I'm saying it's almost as impressive as a no-hitter, and historically, the numbers bear that out. You're comparing 4 home runs in a game.
No,
15 times in baseball history, 4 home runs have been hit in a game. So, yeah, that's more impressive because it's extremely rare.
Just because it's rare doesn't mean it's more impressive.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so if you hit 6 home runs in a game, how many times has that been accomplished? Ever?
Yeah, but that is the best thing you can do in a game. The best thing you can do in a bat is a home run. So saying a cycle, which one of the components is a single, like that's not the best performance you can have in a game. Like it's just not.
I'm not saying it's the best performance you can have in a game. That would be 4 home runs in a game because that's the most rare and that's very, very difficult to do. I think more difficult than hitting a cycle. You just said
Jenks. No, Jenks, there's a reason when somebody throws a no-hitter or a perfect game that it is the number one topic in baseball. If somebody hits for the cycle, like, yeah, we'll mention it, but it's not the number one topic for a reason. A no-hitter is 10 times more impressive than hitting for a cycle.
Yeah, and if you hit 8 3-pointers in a game and you go 8 of 16 and have 24 points, you're going to get a lot more. You're going to get a lot more headlines than someone who drops 38 and hits a bunch of 2-pointers because it's just a more glamorous way. Baseball is about home runs and strikeouts, home runs and strikeouts, home runs and strikeouts. That's what you see on the highlights. Those are the headlines that you see. And so
a no-hitter is not about strikeouts, though.
I'm saying, but it's about having a performance that stands out. So when you see something like that, it's going to stand out. It's going to make headlines, even if there's something that is Like in basketball, you're going to see something like 3-point shots to get more attention when there's something that might be more impressive that isn't going to grab the headlines.
No, when you list the best hitters of all time,
All
the
right.
first stat that you mention along with their name is not how many cycles they've hit. Hank Aaron, Hammer and Hank. Oh, he hit 3
Yeah, because he
cycles.
had more
No,
than
nobody
700 home
cares.
runs. Yeah, you're acting like he did nothing
Exactly. That's the
else.
more impressive
Well,
stat.
if you take a sucky baseball player and he was a bad hitter, but all of a sudden he hit for the cycle 4 times, guess what the first thing is they're going to mention? The cycles. It's relative to what else they did in their career.
Yeah, but the best pitchers of all time, you always mention their no hitters. Like sometimes you'll mention cycles. Like think of Barry Bonds. Like has he hit for the cycle? I don't even know. And he's probably one of the best hitters of our time.
Yeah, because he also did other things besides that in
Yeah,
addition to
because
his no.
nobody cares about the cycle. Bottom line, Jenks, no one cares.
That's absolutely preposterous. People do care about the cycle. You don't care about the
Kind
cycle,
of.
but other people. What's that?
Like kind of, but not on the same level of no hitters.
I think a no hitter is more impressive, but I think they're a lot closer than you're giving them credit for.
No, they're
That's my
not.
entire point. All right.